Hi. When we started in 2004, we were in India, 60 guys in a Yahoo group. And we had a lot at stake. India has 2 domestic violence laws. And what was at stake is very simple. If a woman is going through separation, and if the husband and his family are not ready for a huge sum of alimony as an out-of-court settlement, she is going to unleash both the domestic violence laws against the husband and his parents and his siblings. So when a woman says, my husband, his mother, his father, his sister, his brother, and maybe even his friend, subjected me to physical and mental cruelty. Okay? Because this law was enacted at a time when the word domestic violence was still not there in 1983. So they used to have the word called cruelty. So he subjected me to physical and mental cruelty. No evidence is seen. And the law says you are presumed, the Evidence Act says you are presumed guilty until proven innocent. It is coded in the law. And the whole family in 2004 used to go to prison for 10 to 15 days. The parents, the woman, the pregnant sister, or the lactating with child, everything. So what we had at stake was huge. The whole family reputation is gone. The parents are like shattered. It was huge. So we had no time, to think, do anything. And we were in touch with Glenn Sachs and the literature and Warren Fall's books, everything, right? So we got all this stuff and we got into action. And we created chapters in 2 years' time all over India with helplines, so men can get to the support groups. And we had meetups every weekend in Bangalore, in Delhi, in Mumbai, in Nagpur, in Calcutta, in Lucknow, all over India. In 2 years, we got the chapters and we started protesting. And we got in 8 years, initially media, of course, did what it is supposed to do, but 8 years we got more than 8,000 newspaper articles in newspapers, online and also on the print, across all the languages in India. We had 500 TV debates, many of them in the prime time, in the national television, like the CNN's partner channel in India called CNN IBN, like that. And we have lobbied with the parliament members. So in last 1 year, me and my teams have met more than 300 parliament members in their houses about all these issues of fathers' access to children. In India, fathers never get access for a couple of years. They don't even get to see the child in the school. Okay? And Indian parliament took it seriously, and they had a petition in the Parliament Subcommittee on Petitions. It had a session, it sat, and it invited us and the feminists and the Women's Ministry, everybody to testify. So I testified about the misuse of the Domestic Violence Act, the Dowry Act called Section 498A in front of a parliamentary committee of 15 parliament members, and the report was finally submitted to the upper house of parliament, which said any woman who is misusing the law, give her punishment. If you don't do that, then soon we have to repeal all the laws. That's what is being written and given to the parliament. And Indian Supreme Court warned of legal terrorism. They are saying that this is going to be legal terrorism. Okay? And what we are up to is that we used to have these meetups in the parks. Now we have the community centers opening up with a small membership fee, and we are now working to get part-time staff and full-time staff. So we are working on the funding model, because we know we won't get money from the government, and we do not want money from the government. And our helplines are better than the women's helplines. Okay? Our helplines. So you get the... And I know, because sometimes women call us because they said nobody is picking the phone and they're not, sometimes, okay? I know. And we have hundreds of helplines, and we have a training process of the activists and all. We have to put it, and it's a lot of effort. And I would like to say the formula is very simple. I would recommend, I agree with all of the other panelists what they said, they're 100% right. Now here is the formula. It is be in action, be in action, be in action. Okay? And the barrier is your mind. All the analysis, all the opinions, all the ideas, they're fine, but there is a particular point you say, let me keep all the things aside, let me get down to the ground. In front of the court, you distribute the flyers, you gather people in a big city like New York or San Francisco or Los Angeles or big Chicago or Detroit, and you protest, and you need 50 people or 100 people to protest. That's it, and it's not costly at all. And it is uncomfortable. Initially, it is going to be uncomfortable, but I would like to say this. We tell to every single guy who comes to us that if you are facing injustice, you protest. If you are not protesting, you are promoting injustice, right? And we tell to the guys that don't look at the results, do your duty. Results will follow. Don't look at the scoreboard. You have to hit the ball. If you keep looking at the scoreboard, and you are going to lose. And I tell to each one of the activists in India and everywhere that it's the ordinary people who do extraordinary things. Okay? So you are the one. And when I started, I was an ordinary guy, and I was a software engineer and, shy, and I don't know. I was scared. When I talked to my customers in Germany, I used to work for Bosch, and I will rehearse 5 times before I speak, and I never imagined that I can testify in front of parliament one day. Okay? So everything is possible, and it's the ordinary people who are going to do extraordinary things. So that's what I have to say. Thank you.